If you don't know me, my name's Kelvin, and over the past 2 years, I've been turning my business from a full-time, done-for-you business, where I build funnels and do marketing for people, into a morning-only business, because I've got 2 young kids, they go to nursery, and we don't want them in nursery all day, so I needed to turn my business into an incredibly simple business, one that I can run on 4 hours a day and have a small number of inputs each day. First off, I'm going to show you the old way and the way that a lot of people have their business set up currently, and then I'm going to show you exactly what I've done to turn my business into an incredibly simple business. Okay, so I'm going to walk you through with my trusty whiteboard the reasons that most people make their life hard in their day-to-day running of their business because of their marketing, and how you can make it incredibly simple. And I've basically created this system over the last couple of years because of my own situation. When I first started, it was very, very difficult, and trying to fit everything in and trying to keep the levels of revenue going was proving very difficult, because when you've only got 3 or 4 hours a day, there's a lot that you need to do. But actually, you can set up your business and your marketing in a way that there are just a very small number of jobs that you need to do each day, and then it will give you back so much time that you can either do more work, spend more time with your clients, or spend more time with your family, or doing cool shit, or whatever it is you want to do. But let me just walk you through it. Okay, so most coaches or consultants or solo business owners set their business up in a very similar way to this. So they start off and they have their core offer, right? They have their core offer. So that sits in the middle of everything that they do. It might be a 3-month program, 6-month program, a 12-month program. Everything, everybody's slightly different in terms of what their offer is. But they've got their core offer in the middle here, okay? And then they go away and they do what they think they're supposed to do. And they think, what can I create as a lead magnet? So they create a lead magnet here, okay? And they've got their lead magnet that sits, we'll do circles to the lead magnet. And the lead magnet collects people's information, contact details, whatever, and points towards their core offer. So then they go off and they're like, yeah, my lead magnet's all right, maybe it's working, maybe it's not. And they think, low ticket offer. Okay, so they're like, right, over here they go, what can I make that will create, what am I doing? Low ticket offer. What can I create as a low ticket offer that's going to drive people towards my core offer? So they go and they create something and they make a low ticket offer. And then things are all right. They might be getting some clients, but it's not setting the world on fire. So they're like, okay, what can I come up with now? Let's do a mid-ticket offer. Now, a mid-ticket is different to different people in terms of duration and price and exactly what it is, but it's something that's more expensive than a low ticket, and that is going to point to the core offer. So they've got these 3 things here, and then they're like, well, my lead magnet's not really working anymore, so what can I do? So let's do another lead magnet. All right, so we'll create another lead magnet here, and that will also point to my core offer. And then let's have another low ticket. All right, let's have another low ticket offer, because one's not enough and this one isn't really working as well as it should do. So they've got all these different things going on, and then some of them, okay, will dabble in email marketing. So now you've got multiple lead magnets. There might be another one here, there might be another one here. And you've got all these different lead magnets. Some are working, some aren't. Some you forget about, you don't hand out anymore. And you've just got all these different things, all right? And then you've got to do your daily marketing, all right? So people are being LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter or X, whatever it's called now, Instagram, and the new one that everybody talks about currently is Substack. And then those who are doing email marketing also have to do their email marketing. All right. And then all this is going to do, because, you've got all these things and all this stuff to do, that you're just going to end up stressed, all right? Stressed, busy, but not effective. We'll leave that spelling mistake there. Busy but not effective, and your dollars, your pounds are just going up and down, and you don't really know where you're at, right? Now, there's one big thing here that contributes to this, and the fact that people are creating these things, right? They're coming up with ideas like, what can I make as a lead magnet? What can I create as a low ticket, mid ticket, high ticket offer? The fact that they're doing that means that all of these are disjointed, okay? They're not naturally leading into each other. What you should have is a lead magnet that leads to a low ticket offer, and a low ticket offer that leads to your mid-ticket offer, and a mid-ticket offer or acquisition offer, or whatever you want to call it, that then leads to this. Now, there's always routes to go straight to the core offer, but the very act of creating these, right, and coming up with ideas to create a lead magnet, to create a low-ticket offer, to create an acquisition or mid-ticket offer, is making all of this disjointed and turn it into an absolute fucking mess. And then having all of these different platforms and all these different things to do, because you're not really sure which one works best and which one you should be on, so you go on all of them, just turns your day-to-day life into a fucking misery, right? It's just hard, it's disjointed, and you feel like you're doing dead treads and you're just pushing shit up a hill all the time. So there's a much better way, and there's a way that you can just take one offer and have one incredibly simple model that gives you a few things that you need to do every day, a couple of things that just feeds the process of attracting leads, turning them into customers, turning those customers into clients, and you've only got to do a small number of things to feed that machine each day. I'm going to clear this board and I'm going to show you how to do that. Okay, so to create what I call an incredibly simple business, we need three things, okay? Part one is the offer, okay? This is the biggest part of it, okay? This is the most important part, because within the offer, you need to know exactly who you're speaking to. You need to do the research. You need to know and understand your ideal client very, very deeply. And then you need to have your own unique ways of doing things. If you're just selling the same as everyone else, doing things exactly the same way as everyone else, then you're not going to stand out. So you need unique beliefs, methods, mechanisms, your own philosophies, your own ideas about how you can get that person from A to B, all right? And that is where the deepest work is done. Then the next thing we do is we want one incredibly simple sales system. And the way we do this is by extracting. Now this is the opposite to what everyone else has got. So you think about your client journey from taking somebody on a transformation from A to B, okay? This here is your offer. This is what you do. Now, rather than, like I showed you before, having a lead magnet, your offer in the middle, a lead magnet, a low ticket, a mid ticket, another lead magnet, having all this disjointed mess where nothing is congruent, nothing actually leads on to another one, from one thing to another. We extract, okay? We don't create things, we extract them from what already exists. So at the very beginning of the journey, there's going to be a massive belief shift, or something where you show somebody something new, a new way of doing things, or you give them a tool that they've never seen before, that's right at the very beginning of the journey. That is your lead offer, okay? That is your lead offer, not some random thing that you've put together. It's something that helps somebody at point A. The next thing is that this is going to naturally lead on to something else. That something else might be a tool or something that helps them fix this problem, or helps them do the next logical thing after learning this piece of information. That is your low ticket or customer creating offer, not something random that you've just invented. And if you want a mid-ticket acquisition offer, then that is here. Okay, that's your acquisition offer, your mid-ticket. That's that there. It's another chunk of your offer. And then the rest of your core offer is, you taking them on the rest of this journey from A to B. Now, yes, somebody can join you at A and just go straight in as a client, but the very, very simple way to do things is just to naturally extract things, and those become your products, those become your content, those become your offers. And then actually you can take people beyond here, because once they get to B, life isn't over, things haven't finished, they're going to have more problems, they're going to have more things that you can help them with. So that is a far simpler way and a far more congruent way of taking somebody from being a lead to a client with results. Okay, now once you've got this, all you need to do is arrange this in a simple sales system. So the easiest way to do this is, you have your lead offer, and then you have your, what I call cascading content. I'll show you this. Okay, and we put this together in your daily operating rhythm. Okay, a simple operating rhythm, so you know exactly what you need to do each day. And this one job that you have with everything is to drive people to here. That's your one job. Okay, you don't need to start creating content for LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, Substack, emails, all of the things. You just need to create one piece of content in whichever format that you prefer. If you prefer video, create video. If you prefer to write. From that, we use the same, we extract. Okay, we don't create new stuff. We create one, let's say I create one email, all right? And from that one email, I then have posts, carousels. I can pick up my phone and just do a quick yap about it. If I want to, I'll use AI to take my words, take my stuff. I don't ever use it to create content. I use it to repurpose content. But the point is, you create one piece of content, and then it can be very, very easily turned into all these other things, and you concentrate on one platform. Okay. Yes, you can repurpose and cross-post if you want, but you concentrate on one post for one platform with one job, just to get people to here. And then a simple system is just going to take people from there to there, from there to there, or a small number of those, a number of those people who take your lead magnet are going to buy a low ticket. A number of those people that take the customer offer, because it's easier to sell to customers than it is to leads, they're going to move over to here. And everything just runs very, very smoothly. So you have very few inputs that you need to do. And the inputs that you do lead everybody to here and take everybody from A to B.